So it's a boiling hot day and I have an hour to kill in Chippenham. So why not sit in a roasting hot car and answer some questions? Hi friends, it's Sam and welcome to the Ace Episodes, a series all about asexuality. Today I'm going to be answering some leftover questions from my Q&A with Emily, which you can watch here. I think it's that side. It's usually, I think it's that side. I always feel like I should answer every single question submitted to a Q&A because it takes so much work to get questions out of people sometimes. And I feel like the people who ask questions deserve to have them answered. So I've got a few here. The majority are ace questions, but I've got a few non-ace questions to come towards the end. Let's get into the questions because I'm roasting. I'm trying to keep still so that the light doesn't keep adjusting. And yeah, it's très difficile, so we're going to try and power through these. Jack on Twitter asks, do you wear an ace ring? And I do. I remember in my first ace Q&A that I said I prefer to get an ace tattoo instead of an ace ring, but then I started watching Daniel's videos and I really liked his ring, so I was like, I need to get one. Basically, if you're wondering, an ace ring is a black ring that you wear on your right hand, middle finger of your right hand, and that is an ace symbol. So there you go, if you didn't know that already. Avon asked on Twitter, what things do you think can be done to educate on what asexuality is or isn't and stop misinformation? I guess just talk about it. I don't talk about it with people who I know won't understand, and I know that's really wrong of me because people need to learn to understand. It's a growing thing, and I feel like I do need to talk more about it with my peers, but I know a lot of them would suck about it and be like, oh, you're wrong, you'll change your mind, blah blah blah. So yeah, that's an issue. Also, maybe chuck an asexual character in your film or book. Authors and screenwriters who are watching, I have been tossing around an idea for a book about an asexual character, but I've got so many novel ideas, I've got so many creative projects, and I just don't have the time. But yeah, I think putting them in mainstream media and educating properly would help, but asexuality is such a broad spectrum that if you don't research it yourself or take interest in it yourself, you may never understand it. It took me a lot of research to understand my own asexuality, let alone the asexuality of someone who is romantic. So maybe plant a seed with mentions and discussions, and then whoever you talk about it with will go off and research it. I don't know. So I don't know if this person wants to stay anonymous because she did DM me on Twitter, so I'm not gonna reveal her identity just in case she didn't want me to. But she asks, how do you cope with worrying about the future, especially as a young aromantic / ace person, where everyone seems to want to get married and have kids? I'm 14 and I'm terrified. That went really dark, I'm really sorry. Honestly, I don't worry about the future too much. I don't know whether that's due to my depression and my morbid belief that I may not have a future and that climate change will kill us all. But I tend to live in the now and worry about my problems that are circulating now because there are so many of them at the moment. I feel like I can worry about the future when I don't have current problems. And if you take the morbid element out of what I just said, I feel like that's a good outlook to have. I mean, obviously you can be worried about the future, that's completely normal, but think about your current problems instead of your future ones, because that does lead to anxiety, and anxiety isn't fun. Also, asexuality, as I've mentioned before, is fluid, and your romantic orientation is fluid, and it may change for you, and you may find someone that you want to be with. But if you don't, that's okay. Like, I never want to get married. I want to marry myself. I think it'd be really funny. And I'm happy to never get married. I don't see that as an empty life. I see that as a full and happy life because it will be what I want. So don't worry about what other people want. You shouldn't worry about other people's futures. You should worry about yours. Because at the end of the day, you may not be in the other person's future. They may not be in yours. Think about yourself first when it comes to your future. Lady W on Twitter says, I've never been to an LGBT space before and I'm curious to explore some. But due to the current ace discourse online, I'm a bit fearful to go. As an arrow ace, how has your experience been in LGBT plus spaces? I've only ever really been to one. I've only been to Pride, and I ran into a few aces there, and I was a bit over-enthusiastic and scared them. But no one questioned why I was there. No one that I saw gave me any dirty looks for wearing an ace flag. I feel like Pride's just a really accepting place because a lot of straights go there. Pride's a great LGBT plus place to find like-minded people. But if you want to go to, like, I don't know what you're talking about, like gay bars or student communities or whatever, I feel like if you are pushed out or told you don't belong there, you don't want to spend your time with these people anyway. They're probably not the nice people in the LGBT plus community, but the majority of the LGBT community are kind and accepting, and they will accept you as you are. It doesn't matter who you love or don't love. If you want to mingle with people, that should be your excuse. I'm here to chat, to chill, to banter. Please accept me and be my friend, and it's none of your concern who I may or may not date. Have I got sweat patches? Not yet. Oh my god, people just walk past the car. Off the ace questions now, I have 3 left. There weren't actually that many left over from my Q&A, as I thought there were, but we'll get into them and we can stop worrying about how the light keeps adjusting and how I'm sweating my tits off. Okay, 3 more questions, then I'm gonna go outside and lie on the floor. It's so hot in here. Beth on Twitter asks, what's the best thing about doing YouTube for you? And that is you. You're my favourite people. You're my friends. There's a reason I call you friends, and it's because I love you and you're my friends and I care about you and we care about each other, and Jesus, it's hot. I just love the sense of community and support and the crazy opportunities I've been getting. Like, I got to write an article for the Metro, and that's crazy to me. And I got an email recently from a dental photographer who asked if she could take photos of my teeth for money, and I'm still not 100% sure that's legit, but if it is, I'm totally gonna vlog it. But yeah, it's so fun. I love filming myself. Beth also asks if I bought any more cat books yet, and yes I have. I bought, Jesus, I look awful. I bought one about a cat detective. I believe it's called the No. 2 Feline Detective Agency. That looks fun. The second is another debatable cat book, and I need you to comment below whether or not you think it's a cat book. After having read it, I'm not sure it is because the cat isn't in it as much as it's in the film, but it's Pet Sematary by Stephen King. Cat book? Not a cat book. Not sure. Definitely a cat film. Not sure about the book because he's not in it that much, but he does play a very defining role in the final chapters, so perhaps it is a cat book. And the final question is from Slice of Ace on Twitter. our friend Daniel, who asks, who would win in a fight, an astronaut or a caveman? And my answer is caveman. If the astronaut is not equipped in his hefty gear, because the caveman has no morals and kills to survive, whereas the astronaut has grown up in civilized society and would probably hold back a little bit more than the caveman. So that's my answer. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Who do you think would win in a fight between an astronaut and a caveman? Maybe the astronaut would get like hella savage and whack the caveman with his helmet. I don't know. Maybe it's something we need to put to the test. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this short little episode. I hope it was worth me sweating to death. And I hope my ace advice helped you. Let me know if it did. Let me know if you feel better. Know that I love you very much. I always have asexual sources in the description. And if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time with another video. Bye!